Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. From the monthly Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In out here at Lupe Tortilla Tex-Mex Restaurant in Katy, Texas.
All right.
This is the award-winning car talk show In Wheel Time. Just ahead, more participants, guests with some interesting rides out here at the Cruise In. We'll review our featured car of the week, the 2021 Ford Lincoln Navigator Black Label.
Oh.
We've got your weekly Cruise In calendar. Conrad will also have this week in auto history.
Long
I guess
distance.
you're doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll have the stories making automotive news headlines all coming up this hour on the In Wheel Time Car Show. Thank you for joining us today. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars.
Down in the end.
We need more Jeff Zekin.
All right.
And from the Wayback Machine, a special guest appearance by Jeffrey Heitzman. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us on this Saturday. It's a beautiful day. You got 2 hours, well, actually about an hour if you're watching and thinking, well, you know, they talked about rain, supposed to rain over in these parts. Well, it ain't. All that mess that was out in the Gulf of Mexico is headed east.
We even broadcast to the places that are raining right now. They can tune in.
That's correct. And, you know, we actually do. We broadcast around the world.
Yeah, we do. We're in several countries.
We are in several countries. And for some unknown reason, I'm not quite sure why, we are big in Latin America.
Well, there you go. We hit it off.
I think that Mr. Mars' microphone.
It's a guest. This is the guest microphone.
There
But
you
we're
go.
also going to need the other green one as well.
You know, so Jeff Heitzman, you know, and I worked together at KPRC Radio way back in the 1920s, 30s, well, whatever.
Was it 19 or 18?
18, that's right. I think radio wasn't invented then, but whatever. And he was the fine board op on the weekend, and also a voice of many commercials that we did back in the day. And Jeff and I somehow have managed to stay in touch these many years later.
So he hasn't kicked you to the curb yet.
Not yet. I don't know why. We know he was front and center when we did the great show down there at Keels and Wheels.
Yes.
And he saved our butts.
He did do that.
He did, because he made an end run to the Walmart to get me a power supply for my computer that I left at home.
And everything centers around that computer.
He's been an integral part last week as well.
You need to get out of the way there, Mr. Mars.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so we got important stuff coming through here.
Yes, we do.
Important stuff.
Just pass that down this way. Don't spill it on any phones or anything.
On my computer?
Or your computer.
Or
Because
my
knowing
guest
you-
next to me here.
Yes.
So this one goes all the way into Jeff.
Oh, boy.
Oh, it does.
And
Okay.
I'm going to spill it on these ladies, and they're going to get really
Here,
mad at
let
me.
me have that. Thank you. Here you go. Sorry for the interruption, folks, but you know,
Got to take care of business.
we're a little parched here, and we have to take care of business. So who do we have, Mr. Mars?
I'm going to tell you. Did you notice earlier this morning, whenever there's 32 Fords came in,
Yes.
one coupe and the 3 roadsters?
The high boys. Are they high boys?
Yeah.
I see them over there now.
Yeah, they came in together, and I'm going to tell you, we always heard the story about how hot rodding works together, and we kind of become kind of family
It
because
does.
this is real family. The family that hot rods together stays together.
Wow.
This is every one of them's family members, and we have Kay Burroughs, who drives the red.
Okay.
You're Kay?
Kay is no.
Raise
Kay
your
is
hand, Kay.
down
Oh,
on
you're
the
Kay.
end.
Raise your hand. Okay.
And April happens to drive the black 32 Ford Roadster.
Nice.
And they are going to talk to us about their vehicles.
Well, I have to tell you that in this current issue that I just got last week of Hot Rod Magazine, there is a fabulous car. It's a 32. And this guy has done a job on this car that it is absolutely spectacular. So if you're not a Hot Rod Magazine fan, pick up a copy because you'll appreciate it. And it's not an original body, you know, because I didn't know this, but apparently they make that body and you can buy that body, the steel body. I did not know that. And it has a Chevrolet engine in it because this is apparently, and I didn't know this either, period correct for the 1960s because everybody was going for the new V8. Yep, the new V8, and that's right, in the 55, 56, 57. So when they'd wreck one, they'd go pull the motor out and replace the flathead V8 that the cars came with. And the attention to detail on this car in the magazine was spectacular. Now, I've not seen those cars ever, but I'm looking at them now and I'm going, I could do that.
Yep.
I could do that easily. And I'll be honest with you, I have had thoughts, just saying, of getting rid of the Corvette. I have a 20-year-old Corvette that I've been babying for a number of years, but I thought, okay, well, what would I get? That.
Yeah.
That. Yeah, any of those. Because, okay.
We can help you out with that.
Can you?
Yeah.
So, so let me ask either one of you, whoever wants to go first. How did you acquire the car?
So I married into the family, and
That's always a good way to acquire a car.
Yeah.
Yes, you married into the family.
House,
and
property.
so the car was already there with the husband.
so he had an orange roadster at the time. A good friend of ours owns it now. And we went to the roadster breakfast early on, maybe in the first month or two that we were married. And we were getting ready to go, and I said, "Can I drive?" And so he let me, and it started from there. And a few years later, we got this car, bought it from
One of our
we
customers.
had built it, but
Yeah.
we bought it back from one of our customers. So
And what kind of business are you in? A customer?
we have Bruce's Rod Shop, and we build the hot rods for a living.
Nice.
So that's what we mean. We can help you get rid of the Corvette and get into the 32s where you
Only if
belong.
you're willing to take a trade.
No.
That's,
Been,
and that's where the hang up is, you know.
been there, done that with Corvettes.
Listen.
We had a '64 Corvette in the mid '60s.
Stan's got the white Lincoln.
Yeah.
He's got the white Lincoln, so maybe I could trade that for
And
the
then,
well,
and
yeah,
then that
yeah,
one,
I
and
got
then
it.
that one. And
No, let's not do that. So, do those cars out there have a small block Chevy in them?
Both the black and the red have 350 Chevrolet
Engines in
crate
them.
engines
Yeah.
in it.
And the other two?
The other two, the green Roadster is my husband's main driving car. The coupe is our son's new car that he just finished about a year ago. And
What kind of motors do they have in them?
small block and big block.
Chevrolets. Yeah.
Ford engines don't seem to fit very good in 32 Fords.
Huh.
So
You know, and
32 Ford.
that was one of the odd things. I
Yeah.
thought, okay, so you've got a Ford automobile. Why wouldn't you put a Ford engine in it? Well, you just said.
they don't fit very well.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to
Drop a Chevy in it.
Yeah, and they run really good. The red Roadster, Danny and my husband built for me, and we finished it in 2003. And they were building it for me, and it came time we had the engine and everything. And I went by the shop one day, and they were at the point that we needed a carburetor. And so I asked my husband, I said, have you ordered the carburetor? And he said, no, we got one on the shelf back there. We'll just have it rebuilt. And I said, no, I don't think so. No. We need a new carburetor.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, long story short, we bought I gave my son my credit card, and I said, order anything that we need. And he said, well, Mom, we need to put a cam in this car. And I said, okay, So we put a 430 cam in it, and so I think it's right at a 400 horsepower, And
In a car that weighs nothing.
Yeah.
yeah, about 2,200,
I would say
2,300
20.
pounds.
Uh-huh.
Five speed with an overdrive.
Automatic.
No.
No.
Standard.
Standard,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. And hot rods, especially the roadsters, you have to have a standard shift in it. So
I have a standard shift in the Corvette. Are you interested now?
Yeah,
No.
she is.
Okay. Just
ours was standard too. So it was fun those few years that we had the Corvette. But these cars, we drive all over. We
you take any road trips in them?
Oh yeah.
Where
yeah.
do you go?
Well, I have 140,000 miles since
Wow.
2003 on my red Roadster, and it's
Everywhere.
We did
Yeah.
take 10 family members and 6 1932 Fords to Canada, to Victoria Island there, and for Deuce Days back in 2013. So, yeah, we go all over the place. We went 6,000 miles in 16 days.
So you're not worried about weather. You're not worried about
He
breakdowns.
is. He's worried about weather.
Breakdowns. Yeah, I mean, they're that reliable.
well, yeah. I mean, what we do on long trips like the one to Canada, we know what we can stop at a regular auto supply and buy, but there are some things that you have to order to replace something that stops working.
Right.
And so those things we pack and it goes with us.
You don't have a chase car or something like
No.
that.
No, we chase each other,
Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
trying to keep up with six
how
cars.
how much fun is that, though?
It was fantastic. Yeah.
Because
it was,
I have to tell you that I think the most fun that I had with any of the Corvettes that I owned, and this goes back to I want to say the late 70s, early 80s, road trips
oh yeah.
with half a dozen to a dozen hot rods or Corvettes, whatever it was. We took a road trip to San Antonio, got screwed on the hotel. That was we were supposed to have a block of rooms. Oh, I'm sorry, we don't have any rooms. Then it was a scramble. It's after dark, 10 o'clock at night. Who's gonna have rooms at 10 o'clock at night? Nobody.
Yeah, nobody.
We found something at the TP Motel somewhere out there in the hill country.
Yeah.
And but that's part of taking road trips
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
It sounds like you pack an extra pair of socks and an alternator.
Yeah, yeah. And if you have to choose between the two, you don't pack the socks.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. What kind of gas do you even care about gas mileage? I mean, do you have to stop every 15 miles and put gas in it?
Well, the Roadsters have 10 gallon 10 gallon gas tanks.
So frequent
so-
stops are.
Yeah, well, by the time you drive about an hour and a half, maybe max 2
It's ready
hours,
to go to the bathroom
You're ready for
You need
a
to
bathroom.
stretch your legs.
Yeah, and kind of, get a deep breath for the next, 100 or so miles.
So the ride takes a bit out of you so far as because if you're in a big SUV, a modern SUV, you could go a couple 3 hours and
Oh, yeah.
you're all relaxed. This is more of an intense ride where your awareness is more.
Yes, because you've got admirers of your vehicle
Right.
that are coming up beside you taking pictures, and as they take pictures, they're easing
Yeah.
over, to get a closer shot.
That happens
and,
to you.
Yeah, and so it's a little nerve-wracking, but
I usually have guns pointed at me, not
well,
cameras.
we can do that too. we're all legally
Packing.
okay
There you
packing.
go.
Yeah.
Very
yeah.
good. Well, that's good to know. I noticed that a couple of the cars out there, well, one in particular, does not have a top on it right now.
That's the
That's
green
yours,
Roadster.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, does it have a top? I mean, what if it has a top? So you put a top on it if it starts raining.
Yeah.
And I assume that all of them are that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're cloth tops. They can either be folded back onto the back of the body, or you can take them off.
And store 'em.
But when you're traveling long distance, we usually keep the tops on strictly for to keep you out of the heat and the sun.
Right.
But mainly when we get to wherever we're going to a show or something like that, we take all the cloth tops off and put them in the hotel room, and from there, I mean, I think the cars are supposed to not have tops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they look, with the
Agreed.
exception of maybe April's black roadster, I think it looks good either way.
So where were y'all from? From around here?
We're in the Spring in
Spring?
Tomball.
Okay.
They live in Tomball, and our shop and our apartment is in Spring. So
Very good.
yeah.
Nice. So how do the cars ride? Do they all ride differently? The
Oh,
different
yeah.
suspensions on each of them?
Well, they're basic suspensions, but they all handle different. They all ride a little bit different. My car, I've settled into it, and it's like a child. If you hear a child cry, you know it's yours. And if I hear something in my car, it's unlike any other car. So the sound of the exhaust, the sound of the engine, I can tell them when we stop someplace, okay, I'm hearing something, here, or it's just not running right, or something like that.
It's like a NASCAR driver.
Yeah.
Take a little trim out and,
Yeah.
lower the track bar, and I put some air in that tire.
Yeah,
and
that's it,
Yeah.
So
Now, as far as tires are concerned, I see the black one over there has fairly skinny tires on the back of it. And then there's one next to it, the red one, it's got some fat tires on the back of it.
it's all according to what the customer desires, the style of the build that they want. The black car, we built that car for one of our customers about 8 or 9 years ago. He kept it up until about 2 years ago and was kind of thinning out his collection, and so he offered to sell it, and we loved it. We in April we were in the process of beginning a build for her with a roadster.
It's all your fault.
Hey,
So
bro.
that's it. Yes.
So anyway, so we bought it back from our customer, and it's just, she and I are in the middle of the road as much as we can. Sometimes it's without them, and sometimes it's we're tagging along behind them or in front of them.
I noticed that on some of the cars, not to be too specific about it, but the black one in particular looks like it's got 32 headlights on it. Are they? Those
Yeah.
are real 32
Yeah.
headlights.
They
Yeah.
all do. They all kind of look like that.
34 headlights on it. Well, I mean, they're just great big headlights.
The era.
Yeah, right. And so I would assume that that's one of those customization things that go with whatever it is that you want, sir. We'll make
Yeah.
that happen. Are those lights the most popular for that body style? They
Yeah.
are? Yeah. And I assume that the headlights are brought up to modern standards. Yeah. So you don't have to, light the fire and, all of that, behind it. So those are halogen lights in there.
And you talked about at the shop, opening up the shop, doing the build. Where do you go for your parts? I mean, are there different suppliers? Do you do it online, internet? Do you go to 32s R Us or something?
Well, you're not on microphone, so one of these ladies are going to have to give up their headset.
There's specific vendors for certain things that we order in. We have 2 CNC machines where we can make a lot of things.
Great.
I'd like for both of y'all before we leave to go and look at the coupe. Like I said, Danny just finished this coupe middle or end of last year, and there's so many detailed things that are handmade, designed and made strictly with the CNC machine.
Well, I have to tell you that one of the things that I learned actually before I came this morning, believe it or not, I was reading more on this 32 that was in the Hot Rod magazine. And one of the things that interested me was the dash. And the fact that they used the original, I guess it's a 4-gauge or 3-gauge, 3-gauge in the center up there of that original body style. Obviously, it has new gauges in it, but the surround around it was the original style. And I like that.
The red car and the green car are built that way.
Yeah.
They both.
And so do you have an option as a
Builder?
as a guy that's going to go to you and say, will you build me one? I need some options, though, for the dash.
Yeah, there's
Hold on.
Here.
Do me a favor and come down here and get. No, it's okay.
Okay.
Let's put him on this headset right here. And I'm sorry, I don't know what your name is, so you're just going to have to tell us.
My name is Danny.
Danny.
She
Okay.
said that, yeah.
All right. So tell me about what you're going to say.
Well, it all comes down to what the customer likes. And when I sit down with a customer for the first time, I kind of view it as like a date where you
Listen, I do too. I just have to say that for everybody.
And so I'll sit down with the customer and kind of figure out if I want to do business with them, if they want to do business with me.
Yeah.
And there's so many different styles that you can put into these cars. Really, the only challenge is
What you want. But and that pretty much goes with any kind of a build. I know that I've built several cars, and I know what you're talking about. But I would imagine that you probably have a narrowed down catalog that most people say, okay, I want either A, B, C, or D dash.
exactly.
And you can help guide them into what it is that they're actually looking for as far as style is concerned. And I guess with those cars, that goes for pretty much all the elements on the car.
Exactly. You have, in my opinion, a 32 Ford is probably one of the easiest cars to build mechanically and parts-wise because they're so popular, and you can get a lot of aftermarket, and you can still find a fair amount of original parts. Style-wise, and what's accepted in the industry, the car is very limited. It's probably one of the hardest cars to build style-wise because
Well, you're limited by the body.
It is what it is.
Well, it's more along the lines of what people will accept the car to look like.
Right.
You can only go so far before people go, no.
Well, this particular car that was in the magazine, it had been stretched by a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it had the old school front end, but it had been semi-modernized. It had, for instance, disc brakes on the front, drums in the back, and but it had the old school look with the trailing arms in the front. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, wishbones or
Yes,
hairpins or something.
right. And so there were certain elements that were traditional to the build of the 60s of that car. And
Exactly.
that's what this whole car was about. It was post-World War II and going back to that era with modernized touches. And it was very attractive to me.
Yeah.
Because it had reliability, like the small block Chevy and the 4-barrel carburetor and the regular points distributor and that sort of stuff. So it had that element to it, but it had a modern suspension, coilover shocks, and that sort of stuff. All of that kind of was attractive to me because that car had a transverse leaf spring, if I'm not mistaken, originally.
And yeah, front and rear.
Front and rear. And I have had a leaf spring. It wasn't transverse, but I'll tell you what, it was like no suspension underneath
Very
it
stiff.
whatsoever. It was stiff.
What is a typical time on a build?
The quickest that I've built a car from the ground up, that's starting with a bare pair of frame rails to a running, driving car delivered to the customer, is 10 months. Normally, with the normal workload that we have, is more along the lines of 18 months to 2 years.
Now, this particular car had a frame underneath it that was patterned after the original Model A frame, right?
Well, Model A was 28 to 31, so
Okay, well, whatever that is.
that's 32.
32.
So 32 is a one-year only car, design-wise and parts-wise.
Well, the frame was modernized, but it had the same look.
Exactly. That's
but
very
it was
common.
a boxed frame.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that what you do?
That's correct. We start with either original frame rails, two of the cars, the red roadster and the coupe, both have original frame rails that are basically 89 years old.
That would scare me.
Well, we go in there and do any kind of repair work that need to be done on the frame rails before we put them in our jig, our fixture that
Right.
holds them in the correct shape. And then we come in and do what we call boxing, which is put a fourth side
Right.
on the
Right.
frame, because original frame rails are a C-channel
C-channel.
type of frame.
Right.
And then we come in and do the cross members, front and rear cross members, center cross members, motor mounts, transmission mounts, all
Right.
the chassis fixture
Stiffen it up.
mountings,
Yeah,
mounting
stiffen it
points.
up.
Yeah.
And what about the engine? So small block Chevy, like a 283 to 350, something like that. Do you have something that is standard to put in one of these cars?
One of my favorite power plants is actually a 427 small block.
Okay.
There's several manufacturers that have made them in the past, and there's a couple manufacturers that are doing them now. One of our favorites is
Well,
Smedding.
isn't GM making a small block 427?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
They have an LS platform motor that is 427.
And it's a
but-
small block.
Right.
Yeah.
The LS family's motors is considered a small block based on the bore spacing and everything. But our favorite combination is a large cubic inch small block. That way you have it takes up less room in the engine bay, because even though a Chevrolet fits better than a Ford, you're still limited between the radiator and the firewall without moving the firewall back and getting into your footroom.
I also noticed on this particular car I've been referring to that, boy, I'll tell you what, putting headers on that thing, it's tight.
Very.
Very tight. I mean, there's a half an inch on either side. I would be surprised.
Yes, there's and what makes that be able to work is when you have a factory style louvered hood.
Yep.
That especially in the temperatures and the humidities that we have down here in the Gulf Coast, getting the most amount of airflow through the engine bay is required, and especially when you have the headers so close to the hood sides, it helps with protection of the paint and stuff
Now,
like
do
that.
you do the louvers yourself?
We do have a louver press to do a 3-inch louver, but on a factory style louver where it's a long louver,
You can tell. on that.
there's several different manufacturers that either have a factory style louver or a 3-inch stamped louver.
Gotcha.
Or several of these cars have got original hoods on them that we prefer using as much original sheet metal as we can for the value of the car and for the fitment of the car.
Right.
And so,
Well,
Very cool.
yes, I find it fascinating.
Yeah.
And how lucky you guys are to be able to drive these cars. I mean, I've actually never ridden in one, but you're going to give me a ride someday.
of course,
Yes.
Okay,
We
promise?
sure will.
Okay.
We can.
Is there a website or anything that you want to let people know?
Bruce'sRodShop.com. Yeah.
That's real hard to remember. Bruce'sRodShop.com. Ladies, thank you, sir.
our pleasure. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank
It's
you.
great to talk to you guys.
Thank
We
you.
really appreciate it. Hey, if you'd like to get in touch with us here at In Wheel Time, shoot us an email. The address is info@inwheeltime.com. Coming up, we're going to do a review of the 2021 Lincoln Navigator Black Label. It's a nice car. Make a good chase car for you guys.
There you go.
Not that you need one, but it'd look good following behind. You know.
I need a T-shirt like that.
Yeah. So at any rate, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here on the In Wheel Time Car Show. As soon as I get my act together and do the right thing, because I have
Always
not.
do the right thing.
Well, I don't, and that's clear by the things that I don't do or do. And right now, I have to
do.
I have to do this.
Do.
Here we go.
When you're ready to shop Chevrolet, we know one that should be at the top of your list. Bayway.
What a-
Locally owned by Houston-born and raised Daryl Wisniewski, Bayway brings a sense of family to your Chevrolet buying experience. When you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, you now have a place to go. General Manager Lincoln Stahl guarantees Bayway will beat any competitor's written price on the new vehicle you choose or pay you $1,000. Bayway Chevrolet is located only 8 minutes from the Beltway and Highway 288. Whether it's online or in person, you'll be welcomed like one of the family. BaywayChevrolet.com. Tailpipes and Tacos, Houston's premier monthly car cruise-in, returns Saturday, July 17th at 2 Loopy Tortilla Mexican restaurants in Katy and inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. Tailpipes and Tacos is free and everyone's invited. You'll see collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto mods at 2 locations. Cars from all over Southeast Texas cruise in and show off in a friends and family event at the Loopy Tortilla Mexican Restaurant on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 in Katy, and inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. Drag racer, car enthusiast, and Loopy founder Stan Holt brings you Houston's hottest cruise-in. Tailpipes and Tacos, inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway in Kirby, and in Katy on the Grand Parkway just south of I-10, where you'll see the In Real Time Car Show. Get your ride ready, and we'll see you at the Tailpipes and Tacos Saturday morning cruise-in, July 17th, 8 to 11 a.m., weather permitting. You see all the new ceramic car wash cleaners on TV now, but John Gray at Gulf Coast Auto Shield has been using ceramic coatings on Houston's most expensive cars for years, and he'll tell you that nothing beats the real thing. Gulf Coast Auto Shield installs a coating over your paint that actually comes with a warranty. If you just picked up your Lambo, your Aston Martin, Porsche, Ferrari, any other exotic car, chances are your car will have company that have already found Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Now, you don't have to own an exotic. Maybe you got a truck, an SUV, or even an older vehicle that needs a little love. Well, let John Gray give it a look and give you an estimate on refurbishing that paint and making your vehicle look new again. How about getting a gift certificate for the wife's birthday or anniversary from Gulf Coast Auto Shield and tell her, honey, I know you love your car, so why don't we get it looking new again? It'll be the best gift ever, one that she'll never forget. Get hold of John Gray at gcautoshield.com or give him a call, 832-264-0670. Gulf Coast Auto Shield. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.